It is Friday, it is News on Friday, the most authoritative news broadcast in the nation right now, and these are some of the stories we have on the headlines today. The legend is down. Zimbabwean musician Oliver Mtukhosi has gone to rest. Top 40 Under 40, an exclusive interview with one of the youths on the Top 40 Under 40 list in Kenya in 2019. Run for Mau, the 6th edition of Egerton University Run for Mau is back, bigger and better. And also later on in the program, we will be telling you how you can identify your animals in the farm. Our first story is about Oliver Mtukhosi. Of course, we know this guy has been relevant in Africa for very many years. He passed on this Wednesday, the 23rd, in Zimbabwe at an Harare hospital. Until the time of his demise, Oliver had produced a couple of 58 albums. It's definitely a big blow to the African music scene and to everybody who actually loves good music. So our deepest condolences to friends and families of Oliver Mtukhosi. And we have the very latest events around the ground on the program today. My name is Caleb Koyo and we are live and exclusive from Koilib Center at Egerton University. The transmission begins right now. From illustrating people's cartoons and sketches in 2012 to being one of the best storytellers in Africa, telling stories through canvases and boards, Shadrach Musyoki's 7-year journey to being the best painter is one that will leave you looking forward to him creating another version of you. Today on the program, he tells us his journey and his biggest record of getting into the 40 Under 40 list. Listen in.
I'm Shadrach Musyoki. I'm the founder and CEO of Sumbi Creatives. I started painting the year 2012. 2012 I was not so much into painting. I was just doing sketches, 3D sketches. I never knew that I could venture so much into painting. But when I joined Egerton University, I met several mentors who showed me some kind of paintings which I could try and do. So I started venturing into 3D using paintings, colors. Like for example, I've done a portrait for the First Lady. She was gifted during the opening of the Margaret Kenyatta Baby Wing. Koilib Incuba, also through Koilib Incuba, through the mentorship which they have given us about managing our business, that has helped me to save and also to invest back into my business. 2018 was a big year for me. I got selected for the top 40 Under 40. So I saw that advert on the TV while I was in my house. I told myself that I should just give it a shot, but I was not sure that I can win such an award. So I said, because I believe that I had done a lot of achievements, so I could give it a try. So I went ahead and selected myself among the nominees. So there were about 800 entries. Then I managed to become among the top 40 Under 40.
And of course, that is a very positive pointer from Shadrach Musyoki, and we actually wish him all the best. As News on Friday, we move on. The Mau Egerton University Cross Country will be held on the 9th of February 2019. The Mau Egerton University Cross Country was created to raise funds for rehabilitation of Mau ecosystem and the Njoro River. For the last 5 years, Egerton University has been at the front row in restoring the Mau ecosystem through planting of trees at Etiani area, the source of Njoro River. And of course, we actually are putting our feet on the ground right now to start practicing, because you'll definitely see some of us in this cross-country competition. For the better part of their first semester at Egerton University, the first years were on the spot complaining about the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement and the Commission of University Education charges that they were slapped with. What are these charges and what do they actually mean? Our very own Gabriel Kanja on his show Zungumza directed these questions to outgoing SWEU chairperson Silas Makoa. Look at this conversation.
Moving to a separate issue, we have seen first years complaining that they have charges on their portals that are not fair for continuing students. We have Q charges and KUCCPS charges. So what are these charges and why are they in first year's portals?
Number one, Q charges. This is a commission for the university education. They always do a audit, university audit, yearly. So when they come for auditing, there is a fee that is being paid, and they pay 1,000 per student. So that is exactly what has been placed for the first years.
But we understand that these charges had initially been put in continuing students' portals and you intervened on their behalf and they were removed. Why are the continuing students not being charged for the same?
Number one, when we talk about the Q and the KUCPS charges, we had initially agreed with the management that these charges were going to, the management had initially informed us that these charges were only going to affect the first years. They were not going to affect the continuing students. That is why we had to agitate for that particular arrangement to be respected. If they were to the first years, let it be to the first years and affect only the first years that were there.
Well, on that note, we head over to our weekly segment of In 65 Seconds, and this week we asked you, if you had only 65 seconds left on your clock, what will you do? News on Friday was out in the streets to find out exactly that. Take a look.
Nitulie, niombe.
Wala tungine tukatukua hai.
Hapana bana. Unaenda ukiwa haya bana. Unaenda kuchomeka uende hell bana. Possibility ya hell iko. Mimi sitaki kwenda hell. Lakini nafaa kitu ile kuingia kwa gari ya VC na
umesahau ombe Mungu msamaha.
Sioni 50 natumia 50 seconds. 50 seconds zimebaki ni kupiga magoti, kutulia alafu ai Mungu anisamehe tu Allah.
Could repent my sins. Ningetafuta anything like I go have fun in any place that I've never gone.
Place kama wapi? Paris,
France, USA.
in 65 seconds.
Yeah, good opinions on In 65 Seconds, and it's actually good to know what some of you will actually do if they had only 65 seconds left. If I had 65 seconds left, I don't know what I will do, because I think 65 seconds are really too less to do anything serious in the world right now. We move on with the program together. We can do more. That is the story behind Egerton University Migori Students Association. They have secured a farm at the institution and are reaping high from it. Wakesho Athumani's Busy Yako Show visited their farm, and this is the story.
Karibuni sana katika episode nyingine ya Busy Yako. Kama kawaida, ni mimi wako Wakesho Athumani. Leo tutajionea jinsi vijana walivyokusanyika na wakakuja wakaanza biashara ya kulima na hadi wakaipeleka kuanza bakery. Tutaona pia jinsi wanavyotumia biogas na vitu vingine zaidi. Wacha tuende tukaongee na mmoja wao. Habari yako Safa Sadika?
Nzuri sana.
Hapa ni shambani gani haswa? Hapa ni wapi? Tuelezee kunaendelea nini hapa shambani?
Hii ni sehemu ya Egerton, inaitwa biogas.
Biogas,
tuna shamba hapa kama wanafunzi kutoka Migori. Inaitwa Migori County Egerton Students Association. Tulikuwa tumepewa shamba huku eneo hii. Kwa hivyo kuna ukulima tunaendeleza huku.
Umeongelea kuhusu biogas. Hebu tueleze zaidi, biogas inasaidiaje shambani?
Sasa biogas, kuna waste products zinatoka huko. Hii biogas ni kama ni waste ya ng'ombe tu. Wakati ambapo wanasafisha pale asubuhi, kuna mahali ambapo inaekwa. Alafu ikiwekwa hapo inatengeneza na itoe the biogas plant ama the ethane gas ambayo inatumika pale mess kupika. Na hiyo waste ikiteremka huku inatusaidia sana sisi wakulima kuweka, tunatumia kama manure, mbolea kwa mimea yetu hapa.
So biogas inasaidia mimea inamea vizuri.
Vizuri sana, ni kama mbolea tu.
Alafu sasa mkishapanda hizi aina za chakula, huwa mnaziuza ama huwa mnafanyaje?
Ya, lazima unajua wakulima, okay, mwisho wa kazi lazima utarajie mapato.
Ndio.
Baada ya kupanda itoke tung'ang'ane tunauza. Kuna baadhi ya mess tumechukua tenda huko ndani, tunawapelekea mboga.
So biashara yenu haswa after ukulima ni kuuzia shule?
Tunawauzia vile sisi wenyewe tunatumia kama chakula yetu. Hatuwezi uza yote. Kuna yale ambayo tutatumia sisi wenyewe kula.
Kula. Sasa ni manufaa gani zaidi unapata kwa ukulima? Ama ni chakula tu na pesa, ama kuna kingine wewe unafaidika after kulima?
Si chakula, pesa, yote hayo tunafaidika.
Tunafurahia kukutana na wewe, umetuelezea jinsi kila kitu kinaendelea hapa shambani, na pia endelea kuwapa motisha vijana ili waendelee kujihusisha na ukulima. Ukulima ni very important kwa maisha yetu wanadamu.
Kweli.
Asante sana.
And that is a very good conversation from Wakesho's Biz Yako Show. Of course, full conversation is live on our YouTube page, Koilip TV, and on Facebook. And it's good to note that the youth are finally embracing agriculture. On that note, we take a very short breather on News on Friday. We still have a lot more lined up on the program. Do stay with us.
From just a dream to a competent personality, you need the best partner in your advancement. Egerton University, transforming lives through quality education.
Of course, thank you so much for keeping it News on Friday, the most comprehensive news broadcast across the nation right now. You can follow the conversation live on our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube, as well as Instagram at Koilip TV. We have a lot for you because we are your perfect choice. We now move to the weekly segment of Listen by Caleb Coyle. As the government failed to pay school fee for students. Now listen, in 2016, the government announced that it will pay fee for 12,000 students in private university. This was a big relief to many, including parents. And in May 2017, the same government, through the Kenya University Colleges and Central Placement Chief Executive Officer John Muraguri, said that 3 billion Kenya shillings has been allocated for 17,000 students in private universities. It's 2018 and the same government has not paid fees for these students. Now, who is to blame? Is it the Education Cabinet Secretary, Ambassador Amina Mohamed? Or is it the former Education Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Matiang'i? That is if you still want to argue that there's a transition still going on between Amina Mohamed and Matiang'i. Or the buck even stops with the most powerful person on land right now, the president. Now, as at now, students are most likely to miss out on exams in private university, well, those students who were promised fees by the government. Now, this is what I think on the program about this issue. As a nation, we have made a lot of noise on the things that do not really matter. We are deep into politics that we have forgotten the engine of this nation, and that is education. Now, dear whoever is listening, dear whoever is concerned, dear whoever is watching from the Ministry of Education, kindly ensure that the fees is paid because this nation needs to move. That is Listen by Caleb Coyle. Today, live from the Tartan Agriculture Park at Egerton University, Joseph takes us through the various means of animal identification. Take a look.
My name is Joseph, and this is Tartan Agriculture Park, and I work here as animal health assistant. Identifying an animal is very important, and the major reason why we identify an animal is for the purpose of record keeping. We have different methods of identifying an animal. you have a permanent way of doing it, or we may have a temporary way of doing it. When you talk about a permanent way, we have a method like ear notching, where you just do some notches onto the ear of the animal. You can talk about the branding. You can also talk about the tattooing. Those are considered to be permanent ways of identifying an animal. When you talk about the temporary way of identifying an animal, you may identify an animal just by giving the animal a name. You name the animal, and that is it. Another method that we also consider to be a temporary one, and that is our main interest of today, is the ear tagging. When doing ear tagging, there are some of the things that you must have. Number one, you should have the ear tag. Ear tag has two parts. We have got the female part of the ear tag. We have got the male part of the ear tag, and when you fix the two together, then it stays there. You should also have the ear tag applicator. Should I want to fix this one onto the ear, I pick the male part, then I fix it here, that way. Then the female part, I fix here. So I'm ready to go. This one can be done to quite a number of animals. You can do this one to goats. You can do this one to the bovine, or what we call the cattle. You can do the same.
Of course, that is a very interesting, detailed explanation from Joseph on how you can actually get to identify your animals in the farm. That is for you who is actually interested into farming. On that note, we now shift focus to sports this week, and Egerton University FC has qualified for the FKF Division 1 League. Now shift focus to the local Premier League, that is the Kenyan Premier League, and today we focus on Mathare FC. Of course, Mathare are currently heading the league, and the number 2 in the league is actually Bandari, who actually finished second last season. Now, we're focusing on Mathare because they have the same coach that helped them secure the Premier League in 2008, that is Francis Kimanzi. Mathare in their last season have been recorded as the king of draws in the Kenyan Premier League, but this season they seem not to be putting anything to rest. They're going in on almost all the goals in all the competition they're actually involved in this season. I give you some of the moments from Mathare FC on News on Friday Sports today. And of course, all the best to Mathare, all the best to Francis Kimanzi. We hope that they do a rerun of 2008 when they actually won the Kenyan Premier League. And from that level, we come to the end of the broadcast. Of course, that has been all for today on East on Friday. We'll see you next week. And remember, you can follow us live on our social media platforms at Koilip TV, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I leave you with my famous quote: whatever you're doing this month, just be amazing. My name is Caleb Koyo. See you on the other end.